Hello everyone, this is Venus Brown, and today I'm going to start doing reactions to the series The InBetweeners. This is Season 1, Episode 1. I think there's a show called The InBetweeners and a movie called The InBetweeners. I don't know if the actors are different, but I can see from the images on my screen that those are the actors in the series. I am not 100% sure if I've actually watched this. I may have watched one episode and not the rest. I may have watched the first season and not the rest. We're going to start with episode 1. If I have seen it, I'll chime in. If I don't recognize it, I'll chime in about that too. The actors do look familiar, but I've seen these actors in other shows, so that's not surprising at all. Now, I can watch this on the TV or on my computer. For right now, I am going to start on the TV. Just because it's big screen. This is Season 1, Episode 1. Okay, so some of this definitely looks...
As they're otherwise known, the Freaks.
We're not freaks. We're outcasts.
A well-meaning but disastrous move. As a new kid, I've got to wear a massive green badge.
I'm well.
He's got a giant freaking button with his name on it. That's just gonna go so well.
I'm Mr. Gilbert. I'm such a freak. And I just love to suck the headmaster's balls. And then...
That's a way to get some attention.
Did you hear any of that?
Oh, yes.
Look at his blazer, for starters. He's got an actual briefcase.
I used to go to the school in Matthews County, Virginia. I think there were 2 guys that regularly dressed up, slacks, tie, dress shirt, all the time. But they were actually fairly popular. But they were the only ones in the school that dressed like that. And of course, in America, you don't necessarily have uniforms. The only schools really with uniforms were private schools, charter schools, some magnet schools. But when I was going to school, we really didn't have charters and magnets. I think we had some magnets by the time I got to high school, but I was not in those. So.
What? I've heard you got to put the balls in, really, to make it work. Poking loads of veg. One, I'm not installing car.
Did he say poking loads of veg?
Try and look at my cock.
Maybe. Got a problem with that.
Beginning to wonder what sort of place I'd come to.
The place with teenage boys.
Come on, guys!
Your shoes are well shaped.
Well, I have heard that Wales is not always a very popular area over there, but don't know why. Maybe they're a little less upscale or something, but whatever. People are people. And it shouldn't matter where you're from.
I'll be there.
Great! That's great.
He's just shitting himself that he won't get served.
No, it's not that.
Come on, I'll buy you a drink.
It's a weird style. I mean, I get the blouse half unbuttoned, but the super short tie that's all loose, and I don't know. Why would that be a style? He's doing it too.
Why don't you just...
Did they seriously intentionally make the ties like that? All short?
Make friends with the boy they now called Boner.
Are you coming to sociology, Simon?
Yay for sociology. What kind of high school has sociology? I loved sociology in college. I ended up doing a degree in sociology. Before that degree, I took many sociology classes and anthropology classes. But I never even heard of sociology before college. I think every high school should have at least one sociology class. Or require a social science that has psychology, anthropology, sociology, and one other social science.
Fit girls like her definitely always get served.
Yeah, I wouldn't even consider myself attractive, but I definitely could get people to get me alcohol, at least once I was in the army. I didn't really try when I was younger.
Jeez, fit.
Yeah, I'd fuck her.
Thanks very much.
No, but I would though. Wouldn't you?
That's disgusting. I wouldn't be picturing that because she's my mum.
Stop talking about my mother's vagina!
Oh my god.
No, I wasn't. I got wedged a couple of times.
Wedging is bullying.
Friends? Already?
Yes, friends already.
Being a parent with a couple kids that don't always have a lot of friends, especially my youngest, it was always nice when I knew that they had found friends that got along and then eventually found like a whole group of friends that they're still friends today. To me, that's great. Even if you think that your kids are fairly well-liked and popular, they still can get bullied and picked on and end up feeling like an outcast later on. My oldest, I think, seemed pretty popular and well-liked and everything, and eventually, in their later years, they kind of became a lot more socially awkward and didn't like talking to people. I think just because of the bad attitudes and behaviors towards trans people really made things very challenging for him.
Guinness.
I do not like Guinness. I love stout beers, except Guinness, I think has like a really horrible aftertaste. But most stout beers I really like. Some more than others.
I'm not serving them unless I got ID as well. Age.
You have my word.
Definitely not enough.
You're human, you understand that.
I didn't care, because I can get busted for serving to underage
Serve you at all
people.
if you're underage.
Right. You've driven me to this. The law states 16-year-olds can legally drink cider, perry, or mead in a pub if they're eating a meal.
It's bought by an adult and they are accompanied by an adult.
It's kind of funny, they have this carded kid that has a fake ID that they didn't bring him up there to claim as their adult.
Hi, Steve. Where are our drinks? It's a long story that involves Steve as well. We're not going to get served unless we each get a carvery.
It's weird they need to go to a separate place for their carvery. Is that food?
Oh, Pat, you can't see where we are.
They're in the wrong place. That's not surprising. A bunch of teenagers would not be in a pub like that. It's food. It's kind of what I thought it might be, like a carved sandwich or something.
So sick of my plate when it had peas on it.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Way to go, embarrassing your girl you like while you're with somebody else. That'll make her really like you.
Pints of lager.
ID.
Just look around you. Everyone in this bloody pub is underage. Shut up. He's underage. She's underage.
Here, let me call myself out over and over again in front of all the teenagers that are not gonna like you for doing
He's
this.
meant to be hard, but he's still only 16. All these people you've served, whatever bloody ID they used, are underage.
Everyone out.
My lager, please, Ian.
Are you staying with that bellend? I am here.
And I know what bellend means now. I've seen it on a couple shows and I just had to look it up because I'm like, I have to not be so ignorant about what this means every time I hear it. I definitely remember watching this episode. Okay, so that was episode 1 of the InBetweeners. And like I said, I did recognize it. I do remember at least watching that episode and I think some episode with a pool. It was funny. Young guys trying to fit in when they really don't fit in at all. And all of them are like a little awkward and off the wall, but that's okay. Like, I was always one of the outcasts. It's just funny that they are like outcasts in different ways. I mean, of course, one outcast isn't always going to be the same as another, but I just remember that when I was in school, you had your cliques and groups and stuff like that, but they tend to be cliques of the same types of people. They weren't so vastly different. This guy is like, I don't know, he seems very nerdy and really doesn't understand the ways that teenage boys seem to be. The other guys seem a little bit awkward, but like they're trying to be cool. I remember this one kid in high school who he was definitely awkward and outcast, but like he seemed like he thought he was cool all the time. And at least one of them reminds me of that, like somebody who is off the wall but thinks they're cool. And then the one kid with the friend that he likes, that he grew up with, that guy seems like shy, awkward, and afraid to, like, just come out and say what he has to say. And the other one, I don't know. I have to get a better sense of him. That's all I have for you this week. I will see you next week. Bye. Until next time, I'll see you when I see you. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you want more content, click subscribe. If you click that little bell and click all, then you'll get more content notifications.